Discovering writing worth your time on the internet is a good thing, which is what this video is trying to do. Here we'll talk about running as an art form, that old new telescope, and the meaning of poverty. Without much further ado, let's get on with it. It's a bit meta, because we are talking about Malcolm, talking about running. There is something heartfelt and entirely wholesome about runners, who also do utterly regular stuff, such as being professors and administrators, like Bruce Kidd. Or about people who do totally regular stuff, for example being writers and podcasters like Malcolm Gladwell, or Haruki Murakami, while also having the energy to make running a regular part of their lives. That you are physically active, while doing what you do as a profession and not being overwhelmed by it, is awesome, and even aspirational. I hope that more of us are like that. I also hope that we can bring focus and enthusiasm to do cool things professionally, while simultaneously having a healthful outlet that gives us energy and keeps us going, like running. Or that if we have the skill or talent to do sports at a high enough level, and not get consumed by it, so that when the time comes, we can move on to other meaningful pursuits in our lives. Gladwell, in his inimitable style, writes about 2 excellent videos on runners and their pursuits. You should definitely go read the article, and even watch the videos. They are absolutely worth your time. This write-up is a bit late to the JWST party, but if there is only one article you read about the telescope, then make it this one. It is just the right length to provide all the relevant details and the important context, without making it boring or preachy. Consider this for some context. Writing about the gains made by the Hubble Space Telescope, the author mentions the deep field, a tiny piece of space, in which Hubble discovered over 3,000 galaxies. The deep field gives us a picture of a time when black holes were growing rapidly, galaxies like the Milky Way were still assembling, and star formation was at its peak. The universe has been less exciting ever since. About the rocket launch pad in French Guiana, from where the Ariane 5 rocket launched the James Webb Telescope in space, we are told that the European Mission Control at Kourou memorializes successful launches with a shelf of champagne corks, interspersed with water bottle caps, for failures. Which is a really cool piece of idiosyncrasy, and I like knowing it. Continuing on the launch pad, we are also told that the main control room, known as Jupiter, follows the style set by Houston in the Apollo era. Experts in headsets sit at consoles, facing giant screens showing maps and telemetry. Staff in a less glamorous and windowless bunker, nearer the launch pad, keep an eye on the rocket too, but it is telegenic Jupiter that always features in reports. It is a well-written piece by a physicist. And it has no distracting imagery. Again, entirely worth your time. Written by someone who lives in a community, and cares for the elderly, while working in the community kitchen, I would say that the title and the framing is a little clickbaity. But on the plus side, it is genuinely insightful. A bit like peeking over that new neighbor's yard. With the way our lives are structured today, it is not wrong to think that in our most common existence, at least for the middle class, and the well-off all over the world, the individual takes precedence over the community. Which is to say that caring about the self over the group is pretty much the done thing. Moving away from this way of life can be jarring. The fact that some of us have chosen to do just that may be mildly surprising, even suspicious, for many of us. Which brings us to this article. Now, I didn't go looking into the organization or the person. And just taking it at face value, I find good points are being made. Even away from the context of communal living, These are relevant. Like when the author writes about the value of not constantly correcting those around me, or showing them a better, or quicker way to do things. It means stepping back, and learning their way, at their pace, in their space. It means that I'm not always right. That is something that I can get behind wholeheartedly. This little write-up can be worth your time, if you are willing to read it with an open mind. So that's it for this one. Thank you for making it to the end. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.